All right, trail guests, so here is some of our recovery gear that we keep stocked in the Jeep. This is our air compressor that we have for airing back up. If you're participating in the Adventure Ready program, this is where the compressor is. And as you can see, I've got it strapped down 7 ways to Sunday because it needs to be, especially if you're doing any sort of off-road, to keep this in place, it needs to be strapped down well. One more thing, I generally also have a carabiner holding it to the rack right there. So if you get it unstrapped, can't figure out why it's not coming off, check the carabiner. All right, so I've got my friend Casey here, who is being our hand model, and he is gracefully opening the compressor. So here's the compressor for airing the tires back up. We've got the compressor hose there, as well as the compressor unit itself. Now, this compressor, go ahead and follow me, Casey. This compressor unit hooks up to the battery, so you have to pop the hood. So to pop the hood, all you do is you undo those clips and make sure those are off. And then there is a latch under here that we have to undo. And then we put the prop down. Now, as we hook the compressor up, the red goes on the red battery terminal, black goes on the black battery terminal. All right, so we've got the red hooked onto the red, the black hooked onto the black, and then the compressor is now power ready. So now we're gonna plug in that hose. So we grab this quick connect side of the hose right here, and that quick connect just slides right onto there. Sometimes you gotta pull it back a little bit as you're putting it on. Once you hear that click, that is on and it's secure. So now we are, of course, gonna take off our valve stem caps. Then we're going to screw on the air compressor hose and take care that you're not going to cross thread it. Try to get that on straight, and that way you won't have air leakage. Once that is screwed on as tight as it'll go, then we are ready to turn on the air compressor right here. All right, so now while that air compressor is going, we are going to shift here on the menu button. So I'm going to arrow down until I get to the tire pressure, which is usually just 1 click down, as long as the menus haven't been adjusted. And so here you can see that on that, once it comes into focus, there we go. So that's at 31 PSI right now. We need to get the tires up to 37. So once it hits about 35, generally I go and turn off the compressor because sometimes it takes a minute for the sensor to catch up. So we're gonna go turn off the compressor now. Now, you are going to want to keep the vehicle running so that we're not just draining the battery. And then once the compressor's off, we are going to unscrew from the valve stem and then put the valve stem cap back on. All right, so now we are airing up the back tire, and you just follow the same process for all of the tires till we get them up to 37 pounds of pressure. If you go a little bit over, a little bit under, you'll be fine. All right, so now we've got all the tires aired back up. We have all of the caps on. Make sure that you do get all the caps screwed back on. And we are going to be disconnecting these cables from the battery terminal. And we do that. And then this is why we also keep some gloves in the Jeep, is because this fitting right here actually gets very, very hot. And so Casey will show you how to disconnect that. You just pull that first ring back and then pull it off. But make sure you're wearing gloves because this fitting gets really, really hot after airing up all the tires. So now our wonderful model Casey is coiling the air hose back up, and we're basically doing it the length of the bag right here so that we can slide that in. And as much as possible, we want to make sure that we don't have anything, while this may still be hot, we want to make sure that nothing's really touching that air hose fitment.